What's up, y'all? It's Lolita Monreaux.
And wrote the van draws.
And we just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
I'm a gangster, I'm the one. If I ain't holding a big blunt, then I'm holding a gun.
All right, y'all, so I gotta say quick little pause real quick. Hold on. So we have Lolita Monreaux and we have Zero off the porch. Right now, I can't believe it. I really can't believe this. Can't believe it. But it's just a lot of history with Zero right in front of us. And of course, you are under him as his artist. So I can only imagine the gems in the game that's being passed between the whole dynamic. I don't know where to start. I'm gonna just keep it a book. All right, so Lolita, you are from Houston, Texas. Let's talk about it.
Mo City, Texas.
Mo City, Texas. Yes, let's talk about it.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Grew up in the Mo. Was born in the Mo. Wrote from the Mo. It just kind of worked out.
Now, Zero, with you know, being in the game for a very long time and getting to work with different people, what was it that caught your eye when it came to Lolita Monreaux?
I mean, anybody can, you know, make a cool song right now, but what attracted me to what she was doing was, you know, no disrespect to none of the other females, but she was rapping like with her clothes on. You know, she had her clothes on. So, and I was like, the shit she was saying, I can rap that shit as I'm riding in the car. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't rap that other shit, like no disrespect, but you know, I don't wear none of that. And, you know, I'm just saying, she was on some street nigga shit, and I was like, that's weird because she a girl. You know what I'm saying? But like, I can actually go line for line with this shit. Like, it don't make me feel fucked up to sing along with that shit. It ain't one of them songs you gotta like, yeah, you gotta, and then you gotta like, nah, cause you know, I'm gonna be a man the whole way through that motherfucker, so I ain't gotta stop when she get too girlish. You know what I'm saying? She ain't get too girlish on that motherfucker. So I was like, yeah, I know the women gonna support her because, you know, it's women. And then I'm like, on the other hand, you know, dudes can support her because it's like they can jam that shit when their girlfriend is not around. So that's what made me interested in it.
Now, outside of just you being a successful artist yourself, as a man, when it comes to listening to a female artist, how can you get into that? Like, what is it that'll draw you to actually listen to a woman in rap's music?
I mean, first of all, I guess for me, you know, I'm gonna listen to the composition. I mean, you know, the music, of course, like, you know, the beat will make you feel a certain type of way. And then, you know, secondarily is what you're doing with the beat. So is it gonna keep my attention? You know, that's for the younger generation especially, you know, motherfuckers don't give a damn about you after 15 seconds. So you keep my attention, but I mean, it's like I said, like, she was saying shit that I can relate to, shit that I did, like no shit, like, this bitch whipping up a 4.5 too. So it was like, yeah, okay, I can fuck with that. Cause I remember whipping that shit up, you know what I'm saying? I remember standing out there and doing this and doing that, you know, or like she said, I remember mama outside reconnecting our lights type shit. Like, you know, shit, I ain't have no mama, but it was somebody outside reconnecting my shit too. It was familiar. So I guess, you know, like with a lot of my fans, they fuck with me because they feel like they fucking with a mirror. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm them. And, you know, I want to listen to shit that make me feel like I'm them too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm too broke, I can't understand you and a Bugatti if I'm too broke. I won't rob you, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit, if you and yo, yeah, nigga, I'm in a Chevette, I like, you know what, my grandma had one of them all. you know, a gremlin, like you was that poor, you know. So I don't know, I guess it's the attempted emulation to catch me every time.
Now, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like relatable music is lost in the generation that we're in now? As far as like even going back to what you said, like you couldn't relate to when people was talking about Bugattis and like different luxury things because you didn't come from that. So yeah, that leads me back to the question.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you listen to. So I grew up listening to Zero, listening to Screwed Up Click, listening to Lil Keke, listening to Fat Pat. Like that's what I woke up in the morning getting dressed, going to school to as a child. So it was what you was listening to. So by the time boys was singing that, you know, I woke up in a new Bugatti. I didn't even know what that was. So I could sing the song with you, but I had no idea what that song was talking about. So like he said, you just kind of gonna rock with what you can relate to.
Right.
So I mean, I ain't wake up listening to I woke up in no new Bugatti, because that wasn't what I did in the morning. I woke up on something else every day. So, you know, we listen to the Lil Flip, Lil Keke, like I straight out the south side of Mo City, you know what I'm saying? So you wake up on that in the morning time. That's what you know.
Now, as an emerging artist coming out of Mo City, what are the chances of you really making it and putting a stamp on yourself?
Well, I mean, I guess that depends on what you feel like is really making it. I mean, where you come from versus where you are. Have you made it somewhere? So because I'm looking at the situation from that perspective, I feel like I already made it. So if you ask me, like, what does it look like moving forward? Like, progress. Like, one of my videos just did like 2 million views. So, like, progress from that, you know what I'm saying? Just growth. I think that's what it's gonna look like for me all the way around, just as long as I'm growing as a person, as an artist.
Right. And Zero, I would even like to hear your perspective on this as well, as far as being a emerging artist coming out of Mo City.
For me or for her? Shit, because I mean, if I could speak on her behalf, shit, I'd probably be a little bit more in depth. I'd probably say on her making it, it's gonna be up to her. Yeah, it do depend on what's your definition of making it. But at the same time, you know, it's like I tell people all the time, like if you got a brick and you ain't told nobody you got a brick, do you really have a brick? Like ain't nobody gonna buy this shit if they don't know it's for sale. So, you know, as long as, on her behalf, as long as she wake up and she like, you know what, I need to conquer another city today. You know what I'm saying? No complacency type shit. Just going to go get that shit every day is the success within itself. And then for me, I'm the living embodiment of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on this TV, I ain't on TV as much as everybody else, but that bag be coming. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's the same shit for me. You know, like you said, it's been a tenure for me, and I ain't done yet. I'm still gonna go get that shit. Shit, we out here right now doing that, and like you say, tomorrow we gonna wake up and do it in a whole nother area code.
Right.
So that's making it. You know what I'm saying? When you steady doing that shit and you end up with this much and more, like yeah, but on a constant basis. Yeah, taking care of yourself and your people, that's making it. So I think like, yeah, I definitely done made that, and she's definitely on her way to it.
Right. Now, Lolita Monreaux, we finna get into your background, we finna get in your business, okay, girl? Now, starting off, we gotta start off with your roots from Mo City. What was it like for you growing up there?
I mean, honestly, it was chill. We kicked it, but you know, you don't really know you don't have until somebody pointed out to you, right? So we ain't really well. My mama did a pretty good job of keeping shit cool. Like we ain't really have a lot, but she made it look like we did. So we was alright type shit, man. I mean, but you know, growing up and being in that area, then you start seeing, you know, your friends riding around in Lexuses and pulling out and you ain't got a car at all, like that shit hit a little different. So shit, I kind of started moving around on my own in the street a little bit. I was kind of smart, so shit, school took me a couple places and it kind of worked out for me like that. It kept me out the street too much, but I mean, that was kind of how that worked out for me. I ain't grow up around a whole lot of just rah-rah all the time, but shit, the hood is the hood, right?
Right.
So shit, I lost a lot of childhood partners. Got a whole lot of childhood partners that's locked up, like, I mean, shit, the streets don't love a soul, shit, it be like that. So, you know, growing up and seeing that kind of shit, you kind of, I guess you get numb to it at a certain point, but I mean, like I say, shit, school took me a few places that the streets didn't, so rapping was just, I didn't even know I could rap. Like, this is an undiscovered talent.
What?
I didn't even know I could rap before, shit, 2020.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Well, we here, like,
Right.
we here. Now, I do want to ask you, just throughout childhood to teenage years to now, what would you say are some things that really shaped you when you were younger into the woman that you are today, and even as the artist that you are today?
Man. Shit, I just saw a lot of shit, and then my mama is dope as fuck. Like, my mama was kind of hood herself. Like, she was in the mix. So, shit, just being around a lot of shit that most people my age wasn't around. Like, me and my mama kind of grew up together type shit. So, I kind of was in the mix with her, because she was in the mix. So I was exposed to a lot of shit growing up. It just kind of made me know, like, shit, some of this shit cool to do, some of this shit ain't cool to do at all. Like, watching some of my people get shot, like, type shit growing up. Some of them dying, some of them not dying, and then seeing the effects of that shit, like, just knowing that ain't what the life I wanted.
Right.
So shit, trying to figure out how to get something way better, much faster than the people I saw around me.
But did the trauma of you seeing, like, you know, certain people pass away, did that ever affect you when you got older?
Yeah, of course. I mean, shit, you wake up with the fear of dying every day. I mean, I think everybody do. I think it's just maybe a little more prevalent for me. Like, shit, make sure you're moving correctly. Because if you're not moving correctly, you know, it's a greater chance of you not making it home.
And when it comes to moving correctly, what exactly does that look like?
Man, like, respecting yourself and everything around you at all times. I'm good everywhere. You know, I mean, in the hood, in the burbs, at the trap, at the church, wherever you take me, I'm gonna be straight.
Right.
Because I'm gonna respect myself and I'm gonna respect everything around me at all times.
So I do know that some of your musical influences was like Lil Keke, DJ Screw, like basically all things Houston, all things Texas. So just talk about that for us.
Man, like literally as a child, I grew up, woke up in the morning getting dressed for school listening to these people. So it was crazy, like, to actually be, you know, around some of these people moving around, working now. But the influence is crazy just because I didn't know I could rap, right? So then when I found out I could, I think you're influenced by what you listen to all the time. So, like I say, I'm really a Southside baby. Like, I couldn't even tell you nothing about moving around on the other side of town too much.
Right.
So, shit, I listen to a whole lot of Houston, but, I mean, just being able to, you know, be around, being in Houston, so you knowing what these people talking about. You listening to J-Dog and you know what he talking about when he telling you he in the bricks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You listen to these people talking about riding down MLK and you really riding down MLK, so you know that hit different. It hit different from rapping them bars and living them bars. So it was really like that. Like, you know, you could live through some of these people's music.
And I do want to ask you, because I do know you also was listening to Zero as well. So what would you say it was about Zero's music that really drew you to the likes of him?
Shit, it was real, like, it was relatable, like he said. Like, when he rapping about some of this shit, you can feel it in your soul. Like, it ain't just you ain't rapping these words. Like, everybody hates somebody. So when you rapping, I hate you, bitch, you might not be talking about the person he was talking about, but I guarantee it's a bitch walking around that bitch, I hate you,
You
bitch.
hated that bitch, right?
All right. So it was literally that. You slow, loud, and banging all in the trunk. Like, everybody riding down MLK with that thing thumping on the trunk. So you know what that is. Like, you can really live like that. So it was just, I was really living like that. So I wasn't living like that at naturally the same time they was. But, you know, it's different. Like I say, these people rapping about your lifestyle.
Right.
Like, shit, you really pulling up a foe. You really sipping syrup. You really dipping your blunts. Like, you really living like that. It ain't just something you rapping about when you know, sitting in the class. You really getting up in the morning and whipping the foe. Like, you outside.
Right. And would you say you carry those same characteristics as to being relatable, especially as a woman in rap today? Would you say that you carry those things into your music now?
Yeah, honestly, I listen to a lot of the women artists. Like, I listen to music, I love music, so I jam them. But like Rose said,
So as I'm talking, I'm seeing the dynamic here, because as female artists today, and I don't want to characterize all of them like that, it's a lot. I call it pussy rap. So it's like a lot of, it's like a lot of pussy rap. And I feel like it's a dynamic with you and Zero, because I feel like Zero, when you were coming out, it was a lot of player shit, but you was really rapping about your struggles and like the shit that we feel on a daily basis that nobody ever wants to talk about. So I'm seeing the dynamic. Oh shit, this is crazy. I'm seeing the dynamic with the both of you guys. Oh wow. Okay. Now, before I ask Lolita Monreaux this, Zero, at that time that you were coming out, when everybody was on the play shit, like the cool shit, did you ever feel the pressure to have to rap in that manner?
Nah. I mean, it's business. And I mean, it just makes sense. Like how you said, if everybody over here talking about this, and it's 1,300 of y'all, I'm over here by myself talking about this, who you think gonna stand out? Y'all over here 13, y'all talking about one bitch, y'all talking about the same bitch, all 1,300 y'all. You talking about it in a deep voice, you talking about it in a high voice. You singing it, you rapping it, you whatever, you know, whatever you do. I'm over here doing something totally different. So, it's too many of y'all doing that. You know, so yeah, it was what I was going through, but at the same time, as a businessman, I'm like, if they are selling ABCs, why don't I just be smart and just sell DEFs? There's too many ABCs out there already. I'm gonna go and sell some DEFs. So shit, my DEF can't be fucked up because I ain't got no competition. You know what I'm saying? You can't go and go get a DEF and a half around the corner from them because they ain't got what I got.
Right.
So it's self-explanatory.
Exactly. Lolita Monreaux, when did you discover your love for music?
Man, I always loved music, so I was instrumental even as a child. Like, I was in the band, the choir, all that cool stuff. I just never tried to take that on as a career.
Right.
Like, I was real smart in school, like number 11 in my class, kind of smart. So I just I was playing basketball, I was running cross country. Like I had so much other stuff I was pursuing. Music was just something to do. It was a hobby. So, I mean, I discovered I could rap on accident. And like for real, I had no idea.
Hey, I'm gonna take you back a little bit because you're the first one that came on the porch and said that you ran cross country. I ran cross country in high school, like that shit, waking up at 5 in the morning, running like 3 fucking miles, 5 fucking miles, like that shit was for the birds.
Man.
That was for the birds. Listen, like, shit. I don't know how we did it, but we did it, man.
They came and got us ready. Yeah.
Now, when it came to your journey as pursuing music, when would you say you decided to go all in with it?
Last year.
Really?
Yeah, last April. The last year, April 2021, I kind of was like, I'm gonna do this for real. And I actually started investing my time for real. Like, it wasn't just something that you know, I was doing on the side right quick. Let me see if I can do this. I had never really seriously pursued or, you know, seriously sat down like, okay, this is how I'm gonna make my living, right?
Right.
So when I really sat down and actually tried to do it, I was like, oh wow, I can rap. It kind of tripped me out too. I'm sure everybody was surprised, but are you surprised?
Nah, I wasn't surprised.
Now, I do want to ask you, what took you so long to come to the point where you decided to just go all in?
I don't know, you know, sometimes I think life just it push you where you're supposed to go. I think life just, you know, the pandemic was going on, all kind of other stuff was happening. I don't know, life just kind of fell into place where I had the time, like I wasn't doing anything on a, you know, time for, like I ain't had no schedule I had to pursue every day. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna really sit down and, I ain't gonna sit down and write for 20 minutes. I'm gonna really sit down and take this beat and I'm gonna write to it. And then I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna write to it again until I get it how I want it to sound. Like I'm gonna really take this seriously. I think that was being, you know, actually knowing I could do it. After the first couple of tracks, I was like, oh shit, it don't sound bad. Like I don't sound bad. It's a whole new world for me. So I had to get used to even hearing myself on the mic. The first song I ever did, I was like, oh my God, that's me.
Okay, so what was your first like recording experience like?
So the first time I ever recorded, Ro had asked me to do a hook on the song he got. And so he told me exactly what to do. So I just did what he said. I mean, I didn't even, it was just random one day. And then when it was my first time actually doing a song for real, one day on my lunch break, I was sitting in the car and I heard this beat that we all know. And the artist that was singing on the song, he was just saying some words and I was like, yeah, nah, that ain't it, Jack. If it was me, I'd say this.
Right.
And I'm like, man, this crazy. I'm gonna go, and I was like, hey, can you cut the studio on? And he was like, do what? I'm like, that's not even how you say that. Like, man, can you cut the studio on? And I recorded the song, and 1 turned to 3, turned to 5, turned to 20. Kind of happened like that.
Now, with y'all's dynamic, is it something as if you guys know each other from being from the same city, or how does it work?
I mean, you kind of can't be from Mo City and not know Zero.
Yeah.
Like I say, I grew up listening to Zero. So it wasn't like, oh, this a stranger. Like, I knew the music he rapped. I knew how relatable it was, like it's a legend. So, you know, to actually be rapping with or around somebody that you grew up like a legend in your city is like crazy. So, like the first time I recorded somewhere with him was wild. Like, I was nervous as hell. Like, but I'm tripping because I'm rapping, but I'm fanning at the same time. Cause I mean it's zero. So yeah, it's been cool.
What would you say is like a big risk that you've taken with your career so far?
A big risk. I think, and I put out a whole project. Like, I know a lot of people start off in the game with an EP, right? I jumped out with a 16-song project off the Porch.
You really came in with a whole, and that's so true, because you know I never really thought about that. You know, most people come out with like, they drop a few singles here and there, but you straight out the gate with a whole project.
Yeah, I mean, I put out a couple of singles before the project came out. Like, I think starting in maybe December, I dropped a track. And I dropped my whole album May 6th, so yeah, I think that was different than most people come in, right? But, I mean, I had guidance. Ro a different kind of animal in the studio, so I knew if it was bad, he definitely wasn't gonna let me roll with it. So when he stepped it, like, yeah, I was like, all right, shit, let's do it.
And even as, I don't want to say advice, but in your perspective, Zero, what do you feel are the risks that artists have to be willing to take when it comes to the game?
I mean, all of it. You gotta take all the risks. I mean, period. Like, you know, you feel like you need to be somewhere, then you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't got a car, you got the Uber, you got to call somebody. Like, you gotta get there. You know, like, it's just on some, I don't know, like, if you just chilling, then that's how you gonna be doing, is chilling for the rest of your life. So you gotta get up, you gotta leave, I was fucked up like that for a little while because I wasn't where I was supposed to be. So when it come time, you know, they, hey man, you need to get down here to Atlanta. You know, Jeezy got this going on, and okay, cool, shit. But then where I'm living at, I'm like, I know when I come back to this motherfucker, my door gonna be, my shit ran through when I come back. So it's like, fuck. So I said, fuck it, man, I made a 12-hour drive on some swingers. I rode all the way up I-10, like, on foes, you know what I'm saying? Pulled up, went to the Jeezy show, and met, you know, a whole bunch of motherfuckers that I never thought that I would meet way back then.
Right.
And I was like, oh yeah, this shit dope. And I made some relationships, you know, and I did some things I never would have did in Houston, Texas. So, and when I got back, yeah, my shit was, you know, somebody tried me, but, you know, but the opportunity was so, like, fuck a motherfucker kicking my dough in and, you know, taking some dollars out of my shit. Like, I came down this motherfucker and I made dollars for the future type shit by just coming. So you gotta get out your ass. So I mean, yeah, if you're gonna take a risk, I think you should take every risk. You know what I'm saying? If you think you can get 5, then I mean, like, why not push for 10, 15, or 20? You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do, because you never know. You keep doing this shit, one of them hoes gonna go in. You know what I'm saying? And it might be the game winner. So that's how I feel about that shit.
Now, Lolita, off the back, what did you feel in you that you had to start rapping about?
Man, I was upset at somebody, to be honest. I was real pissed off. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Today I'm gonna write about it. And that's really what, like, I was just mad and I needed to vent. So that was how I vented that day. I would have never turned it into a song, but I mean, as fate would have it, I did. And shit, here we are.
Now, when it came to jumping into the music industry, did you automatically put the pressure on yourself that you needed to be a certain type of way, especially as a woman and a black woman as well?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. Like, I mean, like I told you, I love music, so I listen to everybody's music. But I can't relate to I wasn't feeling my body like that. So a lot of the stuff that play on the radio all the time, I can't sing like that. So I got a little sister, I got a grandmother, like, I don't mind telling them about my struggles.
Right.
But I don't know how my daddy will feel putting on the radio and hearing me talk about somebody I don't think I could live with myself. I couldn't look at me in the morning. That ain't the life I live, so you know what I'm saying? To try to play myself, I feel like I'd be playing myself to do that. And I mean, I know it's women out there that's just like me. Like, that live, you know, you got it how you had to get it. So it's a whole lot of shit I'm saying. You like, shit, been there. And so, you know, I had to get them something they can ride around in their cars and listen to, too, with their kids, that they ain't got to cut the music down.
Right. So this leads me to ask you, as I'm talking to you, you have a lot of morals and principles to yourself. And I want to ask you, in today's generation, what certain morals and principles do you feel like is missing right now?
And I think today's generation is just, they kind of want it quick. They want to get it right now. Microwave. They don't necessarily want to do all the steps that it takes. What's the fastest way to do what I want to do?
Right.
I think my generation was still that generation of one another. Like, I want to not just be, I don't want to just do it, but I want to be the best at it. That, like, I don't want to just half-ass it. If I'm gonna do it, I gotta give it 200%. Like, I'm gonna step into it all the way. I ain't gonna play with it. I mean, somebody told me if you play with it, it's gonna play with you, right? So shit.
And Zero, you know I gotta ask you, because it's been a lot that has changed since you came out.
To be honest, ain't shit changed. Ain't shit changed. It's just you just got online now. So you just, I mean, it's the same shit. You just know about it.
Right,
you know
yeah.
about it now. And that ain't, you know, that shit ain't changed for me. You don't have to hustle as hard. You know, like, you can literally sit in your kitchen right now and, you know, there go your bag. You know, never came out the crib. Like, we was actually, you know, now we gotta, like you say, we gotta drive over here, you know what I'm saying? We gotta fly over there. Right now, shit, you get 100,000 plus followers, shit, you find out a way to make our 100,000, these motherfuckers spend $2.
Yeah.
Shit, you got $200,000. And you keep doing this shit over and over, like, shit, man, you ain't left your house for a week. You motherfucker done made $1 million from doing some TikTok shit or some shit like that. So, I mean, yeah, the hustle broader. You don't have to move around, you know, like how we did, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool. I mean, yeah, but like she said, yeah, you don't play with it, that shit play with you back.
Right. Now, I gotta ask you, when did you realize that your name was buzzing throughout the city?
Man, so I had been telling Ro, man, I want to get a beat from Big Cuz. He was like, man, I don't know who that is. Like, I don't know him. I don't know who that is enough to have a relationship with nobody to contact this dude. So this is something you got to figure out yourself.
Right.
So I was at a mixer, and Cuz walked in, and it just so happened that his people had just reached out to me about performing at his mixer anyway. I'm like, damn, you know who I am? He like, yeah, damn, you know who I am? I'm like, yeah. So it was kind of like, but shout out to Cuz. We working on an EP too. I got something coming out. Again, we gonna work. We working on something. But
now you had a video that was called I'm Not Lyin, and it reached 2 million on World Star. So you gotta talk to us about that whole creative direction and how that even came about for you.
oh man, so I had hit the director and he was like, you got something in mind? And I'm like, I want it to look like a movie. He like, well, what movie? So I was like, Jeepers Creepers. So he like, all right. So we found a bar and I did all of the clothes and all that shit. Like I said, all the scenes, I did all that myself. I just I wanted a Jeepers Creepers feel to it. I wanted it to look like a movie when you watched it. And I think we achieved that. Shout out to Big Spike.
Dang, that's kind of crazy because you literally just said Jeepers Creepers, like like Jeepers Creepers was a little culture reset right there. So how did your brain, like, I guess I'm trying to figure out how in the hell with this video you thinking Jeepers Creepers?
I mean, if you listen to my music, the song, I'm telling you, like, shit, I don't be fucking around, right? Like, I'm cool, but I don't fuck around. So I feel like it went. Like, Jeepers Creepers ain't fuck with shit that ain't fuck with it.
Right.
All them people went there fucking with that thing and got attacked or whatever they got. So I feel like it worked. I was watching the movie and they said, I'm not a scary movie fan, but Jeepers Creepers held my attention. So I was like, this might be dope. So I kind of flipped through all three of them, just looking at different scenes. I'm like, I want it to look like this. And shit, I just found the clothes and, I went and got all of the suits, the weaponry, all that cool stuff we had. Yeah, we just planned it out.
Now, I do want to ask you, your overall journey as an artist, what steps did you take to get to where you are now and to even get to the likings of Zero signing you as well?
Man, honestly, I be saying, like, it was an act of God, like, it was an accident. I wasn't pursuing music seriously at all. Ruh happened to hear the song I did. And he was like, man, you can rap. Like, shit, I guess. Like, what you mean? Like, you can rap. And it just kind of happened like that. I hadn't been anywhere at all, like, brand new as far as promotion, all of that's like this year, the end of last year, like, I really just started, like, brand new.
And Zero, I don't know, you can definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, are you a little picky when it comes to people that you listen to?
I don't listen to nobody but me. I don't even listen to other people. So it ain't picky, it just don't happen.
Well, shit, and you signing him, so that says a lot.
And he listened to my shit. Like, I didn't call him listening to my shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it literally says a lot. So how do you feel in this moment right now?
Man, excited. Like, blessed. Like, I want to see what happened. Like, what's coming next, man. It's been coming fast. But I was excited to be, working with some of these people that I literally heard on my radio this time last year. To be walking in rooms, like, bumping elbows with these people is crazy.
Listen, so now we finna cut up into this album, Napoleon Complex. Baby, you got Sauce Walka, Paul Wall, Lil Keke, you got everybody. What in the world? Like, so we gotta talk about the creative direction. with your new project, what this means to you, and just the overall process with this.
And so, honestly, I started recording songs, and I didn't really have a project name yet. But then I wanted my album to really reflect me. I really have Napoleon Complex in real life. That wasn't just a title, like that's really a thing, right? So I have little woman syndrome. I'm gonna do everything you tell me I can't do, I'm gonna do times 5, like, yeah. So I thought it fit. So I feel like I jumped out, you know what I'm saying? I came out running full speed, like, I ain't want to just play with it. I really invested some time into it. Bro put me in with some good producers, so I got a lot of those beats. And then, you know, I had relationships with some of these people already, like before music. Like I went to high school with Walka.
That
was
man
my
right
partner.
there, crazy.
But you know what? He been like that, like, so, like, man, Walk been rapping since I knew Walk. Like in middle school, Walk was putting out mixtapes type shit.
Right.
So, like, that was already his lane. But he always been funny like that. Like he was the class clown. My partner though. So that song, you know, that relationship was already there. So that's South Walka feature, man. Shout out to bro. Like that was honestly probably the most energetic. Like that was crazy. His energy is wild.
Right.
So,
now, I feel like on your project, you collaborate with a lot of artists who have a distinct lyricism to them. Like, it's not the typical lyricism that you would expect, but if you know type stuff. So would you say that that's kind of how you are as an artist?
I mean, I think the people I picked for me, that was like legends of the South Side, like the Houston sound. I got a bunch of legendary Houston artists on my project, and I feel like when you listen to my project, you're gonna know it's very Houston. Like you're gonna listen to Peace and Chain, and you're gonna know you riding down MLK. Like you gonna definitely know where you at, like South Side, baby. So I feel like my project was very reflective of me, and the artists that I got was, you know, like I say, them legends in my city. Them was, you know, artists that was major name artists in my city before I ever started rapping. These was already, you know, people that was proclaimed legends already, you know what I'm saying, in their own lands. So you got Walk, you had Propane, you had Killer Callion, Keke, you got Roe, you got Power, like I had like all the legends. Keke jumped on there, like all these people came and really, you know, I feel like they gave it that H-Town check that it needed, that H-Town stamp.
Right, that's different. Like, can't nobody say that for real. Like, can't nobody say that for real, especially right now. Like, what? You that? You really that? I do want to ask you, where would you say your mental state was when it came to creating this project?
Man, honestly, every song, I was in a different place when I did every song. So some of them songs, I was in a real dark place. The beats, when you hear the beats, you would know, like, the beats was dark. Some of them songs, I was fighting depression. So you hear it, like, it came out on the record, which for me was what I intended it to do. I was using writing to vent. Like, at the same time, it wasn't just from right then situations, it was everything. Like, I'm looking over the span of my life, like, damn, all this shit done happened to me. So I'm writing from, you know, a place of trying to really, I'm dealing with me. So as I listen to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear it, I probably sound like a 6'5" bitch. And I'm really 5'1". 5'1" and a half. I'm gonna say that.
Right.
But yeah.
What were some things that like really motivated you with certain songs on the project?
Oh man. The beats, like, I like to vibe, right? So when I listen to a beat, I wanna fall in love with the beat before I rap to it. Like, me and the beat gotta get personal.
Right, yeah.
And so I feel like I was able to get personal with every beat. And then I know I had Rhoda come in, like, while I was recording, he'll come in and, like, if that wasn't the one, he gonna tell you, like, nah, that ain't it, do that again.
Right,
Or,
yeah.
nah, you need to change that, like, he gonna tell you right then. So that critiquing right then, you know, by the time it was a completed project, I knew I had a, you know what I'm saying, a real H-Town project. Like, as I started getting my songs together and I'm listening to all of them, the inspiration was, you know, I wanted people to get that. I wanted the rest of the world to know what it felt like to be riding through the city of Houston
Right.
with their top back, like on MLK on Sunday, and they slab with their trunk knocking. Like, they had to be there, sipping
Right.
the fold, like smoking the sweet. Like, I needed them to feel like that's what they was doing when they listened to my project.
Right.
And I think most of the folks I know, when they heard it, they rode to it. They ain't just listen to it and skip through. You can ride to it from start to finish. You had some real, some fire ass music to listen to that you ain't feel like, well, shit. Like, I know Ro ain't have to cut it down and be like, hell nah, I can't say no shit like that. Like I say, he listened to it, so I was like,
Right.
yeah, I might be on to something if he listened to it.
Now, Zero, with you listening to the project, what was your overall perspective of it?
I can make some money off of it. Shit, I mean, that's the only reason you gonna do anything. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, and it kind of reminded me of me. You know what I'm saying? The type of shit. But man, I guess it was self-explanatory because of the people she was listening to. Me, you know, young boy Gates, shit like that. So I mean, you know, a lot of people emulate on accident. Some people do it purposefully, but a lot of people do it because, I mean, you're gonna breathe out what you breathing in. So I mean, if you breathing in that type of shit, I mean, that's what you're gonna excel and expound upon when you do that.
Exactly.
So when I heard it, I was like, and
just the
like,
money sign.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was like. So I knew it was sellable. So I mean, that's why I got interested. Cause I'm like, I mean, as a CEO and then trying to do records with, I ain't gonna say countless other people, but I mean, there's been a couple people, you know what I'm saying, that do a little something and then fall out. You know, you got a lot of people that's thinking you're gonna start this shit Tuesday and by Thursday you supposed to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? And fuck with me about my shit, I ain't finna give your ass Nathaniel. I'm not finna give you shit if it ain't time for me to get that shit to you. So she was in a situation where, like she say, she wasn't with this gimme this shit because she was going to work at the time. So you getting you something for right now, but you got no time where you can show up. All right, cool, show up and do this here. All right, if I book 4, you gonna go in here for 4. Shit, book 8 then. All right, so we gonna do 8. Then you gonna go do what you gotta do. All right, cool. So we gonna do this here until you ain't gotta go to work no more.
Right.
And then so this motherfucker don't go to work no more now. So like I say, it's and trust me, and I wouldn't have did it if I couldn't see no fruit from the labor from that shit. I don't give a fuck if I'm cool with you. Like, I ain't finna just waste no money because I'm cool with you. You like, yeah, I heard it and I was like, oh nah, like I actually jam that. You know what I'm saying? It's shit out there that I will jam, but the only reason I don't listen to nobody else shit is because I do new songs so much, I'm always riding around critiquing myself. So when this new shit come out in a week and a half from now, I'm not gonna hear that shit no more unless I'm performing. I'm on to the next 20 songs, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the only reason I listen to me, because I want to listen to me and be like, nah, I sound fraud right there, I gotta go do that over. So, you know, that's why I listen to me so much. But I mean, I heard it and I was like, yeah, this not only me, I know a lot of people, you know, especially that come up under my type of tutelage, they gon' fuck with me.
Right.
So I'm like, well, shit, if y'all buying my shit, then y'all gonna buy her shit. All right, well, that's cool. So that's 2 checks. Why not?
Right. As a CEO, is there anything that you are instilling in her now as to how she needs to navigate as an artist?
Well, I mean, I try, you know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I mean, that's kind of like it's kind of baseless because she not gonna wake up and be me. So what work for me ain't gonna necessarily be working for her like that, you know what I'm saying? But I guess the most important thing, and in this type of shit, when you your own boss, you know, you can make your rules. You can make what work for you, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, like this is you know, with Lolita, we talking about a person she from the streets. So a lot of times, you know, you might gotta just, hey, nah, put that back there, all right? Nah, don't shoot them. Like they
Not
cool.
don't shoot them.
They coming to pay you. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You know, so it's a lot of shit I had to be like, motherfuckers used to talk to me all the time. Like motherfuckers just, hey, how you doing? I don't wanna shake your motherfucking hand. I don't know where your motherfucking hand been at. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna knuckle that hoe or do, you know what I'm saying? And they like, hey man, like nah, they your fan. I don't give a fuck what they was. Them niggas was nasty, that's what they was. So, and if you ain't just have no germ mix, I ain't touching your ass. You know what I'm saying? And that was before COVID, I'm just saying. So,
Oh my
and
God.
I'm still like that, but I mean, I'm just like that. But then too, looking at somebody else do the shit, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what they talk. I still don't give a fuck. But I'm like, okay, that's what they was talking about. Like
Right.
I'm rough around the edges. I'm like, nah, I just don't want corona, nigga, and pink eye, and I don't want none of that shit. So, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, it's like that process where you get that coal and you gotta get the diamond out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still scraping layers. You know what I'm saying? She good, but that's the only thing I'm telling her is like, we can't kill everybody and we can't beat up everybody. And this is really on some from the hood shit type where like my homeboy behind me, this nigga everywhere and just order chicken. Like this is some hood shit. This nigga not gonna never eat nothing else but chicken. I don't give a fuck how many $2,000-$3,000 meals a nigga eat. This nigga not doing nothing different. It's gonna be chicken if we in Hong Kong. It's really gonna be some. It ain't gonna really be a chicken, but I mean, I'm just saying, it's levels you gotta scrape.
Right.
And vocally, like she there and she on her way to being, to being all the way social too.
Right. I think a lot of times when it comes to just being in the music industry in general and touching hands with different people, I feel like you having to compromise is like something that they be like, you gotta do, like you gotta be nice, like you gotta shake hands. I really just want to ask you, like, how the hell did you move around that?
Cause me? You talking about me?
Just both of y'all, like.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If I don't want to shake your hand, I ain't gonna shake your hand. I mean, I ain't gonna be disrespectful about it. Like elbow, corona hug, my boy, but nah, man. People digging their ass, people pissing, don't wash their hands. Like real talk, you been in a public restroom and people pissing, don't wash their hands every day. Nah, I'm cool.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? What's up? How you doing? But nah, I don't be rude. I'm respectful about it. But I mean, you gotta respect my mind. Nah, I'm cool.
Right. And I'm gonna pass it back to you when it comes to that. As far as like the networking aspect of everything.
I ain't never networked with nobody. I didn't ever network with nobody. Like, if I ever did something with somebody, it's because somebody else hooked it up or another person came to me with the opportunity. Like, I was like, I don't know, I don't like motherfuckers up in my face. So I don't want to be one of the motherfuckers up in somebody else's face either. Like I got people, you know, that I'm a fan of on other levels, and I'm not finna just, you know, like, oh man, they go Morgan Freeman over there. Like I ain't finna go fucking with Morgan. You know what I'm saying? This nigga might hit me with one of them, I don't want to talk. And I'm gonna be, you know.
Yeah.
Shit. So I'm just saying. So I don't be up in people's face, but I always did enough on my own to where I guess I didn't have to network so much. You know what I'm saying? And in the relationships I had with people, like Slim Thug, our relationship came from us beefing. And then, you know, like Power Wall, this nigga's just, you can't not be cool with Power Wall, because it's Power Wall, that's all you can say. You know, and like Lil Keke, like Screwed Up Click, Screw was the like, yeah, hey, what's up, bro? This is Big Pokey. You know, this is Lil O. This is Al D. You know, this is Big Mo. Like, cause I would have never met these people on my own because I'm not social like that. So I ain't never really networked. I just, okay, you wanna do one? All right, cool, let's do it. And I probably don't talk to them people again for like another year. And then my people just kind of like almost like that too, because we hustling too hard.
Right.
And, you know, all them names I just said, I guarantee you right now, Keke somewhere, Lil Keke somewhere, you know, working up on the bag. You know what I'm saying? So is Big Pokey, so is Paul, you know, so is everybody that's, you know, Slim. Like I know Slim, he doing what we doing, right? He doing the interview somewhere 2-3 miles away from here. We 2-3 miles here doing this. So we don't fuck around. We fuck around, but we don't fuck around because we ain't got time. We always doing this here.
Right. I know that's right. Now, Lolita, you didn't just drop the project, and word on the street is you finna drop another one. So we gotta talk about that and the producers you've been working with and the whole process with that right now.
Man, so, I mean, thankfully, man, Ro had a lot of producers he already was rocking with. So I had a lot of dope beats from people that, you know, sent beats, but I did a lot of songs with a beat on it. I got a song with DJ Chose. Yeah.
Yeah, you know DJ let me find out that's the next club anthem.
No, it's on Napoleon Complex, but we got another one we did that might be the next anthem though. But the one on Napoleon Complex, it's called Bad Bitch Shit. That's a Chose beat. And I had Drew Fresh, Track Sounds. Like I had a lot of dope ass producers. So that was just, you know, being at the right place and being around, you know, with Ro, being able to have those networks that he already had. The project I'm working on right now, me and Big Cuz, it's just a little EP we plan on dropping around maybe the middle, end of summer, just because I wanted to get some, you know, summer vibes happening. So me and Cuz sat down and played around a little bit. No, that's probably a little backwards. I know everybody do it the other way, right? They put out their EP first, but me and Cuz ended up locking in and we found a summer sound. I was like, man, let's do it. And shit, I'm already also in the process of working on whatever the next project is. I have songs for my next project as well, like my album. This EP is a singular project that is just me and Cuz, but I'm also working on whatever the next album is gonna be. I have songs for it also.
Where do you see yourself in the next year, I would say?
Man, hopefully on top of somebody's billboards, on somebody's chart, somewhere in PJ going to check myself out on Times Square. Like I want to be living it up in a year, but you know, my mouth to God is, I want to work. Like the thing about working with Ro, like he let me work. So I know a lot of people will be, you know, doing other things. Like you know, of course I might promote, but I'm still creating. Like that was my first project, so I feel like I can only get better, right? So we just working.
And throughout your music, really quick, what is the message that you would want to portray when people listen to you?
that it's cool to mean what you say. Like, I'm a cool person. Just don't try me though. Like, don't try to play no games with. Like, let me make it. Like, it's cool to be sweet and nice and all that and still be stiff. Like, you ain't gotta play with nobody and you ain't gotta let nobody play with you.
And I do want to ask Zero, is there any advice that you have for any artists who are struggling to find their way or navigate?
Man, just don't stop. Don't give up. You know, it only take one. It only take one, and then you might not have to even do another one. You know what I'm saying? You think you got a bad support system, get you another one, and then be your own support system, because you can't go wrong with you being your biggest fan. You know, keep doing what you're doing, because everything, even shit I don't like, you know what I'm saying, and or my shit that people don't like everything is created for fandom.
Right.
So you just gotta find what tangent you need to be standing on with the right fans. So I mean, you know, you keep doing it until you find your niche, and then you find the people that like the shit that you like. Cause I mean, like you said, all of them was talking about player shit. I was talking about struggling shit. And in actuality, it's gonna always be way more people struggling than it is people playing. But I mean, shit, somebody had to say it though. You know, so you keep doing what you're doing, and if it ain't working on the East, do that shit on the West. Shit, if that shit don't work on them 4 major directions, you know, go to the Southwest, go to the Northeast. If that shit don't work, create your own space somewhere.
Right.
And invite people in your shit. So I mean, hey man, that's all I like to say. It's just keep grinding. And if it don't work over here, shit, get a new geograph.
Love it. Now, before we wrap up, Lolita girl, do you got any last words or shout outs?
Send me shout outs, man. Shout out to What Deep, the game. And, you know, mama, I was off the Porch.
Hey, and I need you to talk your shit, because you just dropped your project, so we need the Napoleon Complex, which came out,
Man,
all that shit.
Napoleon Complex is out. It's on all streaming platforms, man. And download it, stream it, yeah, all that, man. Tell y'all promoters y'all want Lolita in y'all cities, like, do all that. We working. The album is called Napoleon Complex. You can follow me on Instagram at Lolita, LOLITA _ Monreaux, MONREAUX, on all platforms.
I'm a gangster, I'm the one. If I ain't holding a big blunt, then I'm holding a gun. Ain't none of that friendly